All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be looking at Samsung and specifically all the stuff they're doing with AI, especially all the AI stuff for phones. We've got a whole bunch of articles and announcements about this. And let me tell you, some of this is like right out of a sci-fi movie, like controlling your phone with just your voice or answering calls with text, not even your voice. It's pretty wild. So by the end of this deep dive, you'll not only know all about these features, but also like why Samsung is going so all in on AI and what it all means for us, the people who use these phones every day.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Samsung really made it clear last year how serious they are about this when they announced this whole Galaxy AI thing. And it's more than just a catchy name, right? This is like their dedicated platform for putting AI in like all their devices. And their partnership with Google is a big piece of that whole strategy.
Okay, so that partnership with Google is interesting. We all know Google's like, they're my dog when it comes to AI. But what does it actually mean for someone who's using a Samsung phone? Like, what's the real world impact?
Well, the simple answer is it gives Samsung users a head start. They often get to try out Google's newest AI features before anyone else on Android. So it's kind of like Samsung users are the beta testers in a way for all the cutting edge AI stuff that's coming to phones.
That's a pretty sweet perk, I guess. So, okay, let's get into some of the specific AI features we're talking about. There's actually a bunch you might already be using without even realizing how much AI is going on behind the scenes. Like, take the sound recorder app, for example. I'm a huge podcast nerd, so I use this all the time. But the AI features they've added to this app are next level.
Oh, yeah. It's gone way beyond just recording audio, that's for sure. Now it can identify different speakers, transcribe everything in real time, and even like summarize the main points of a conversation. Just think about it. You're in a meeting or a lecture, and you need to remember some key detail, right? This completely eliminates that whole thing of having to scramble through your notes.
Yeah, seriously, the summarization thing alone is a total game changer. No more frantic note-taking or trying to remember exactly what someone said. It's almost like having a personal assistant who listens and remembers everything for you. What else have we got in this category of like secret AI helpers?
Well, there's Circle to Search. This one is actually a Google feature originally, but Samsung phones have had it for a while, even before some other Android phones. So imagine you're looking at a picture, right? And you want to learn more about some specific thing in that image. Maybe it's an object, a landmark, whatever. You just long press on your gesture bar, circle, whatever it is you're curious about, and boom, your phone searches for information about it online.
Oh, I actually read about this in one of the articles. Someone was traveling in a foreign country, and they used Circle to Search to translate a restaurant menu. Just by circling the dishes on the menu, no more awkward pointing or anything.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the fact that it can copy and translate text from images, even handwriting, it's pretty amazing. It almost feels like magic the first time you use it.
Yeah, it really does. It kind of feels like something out of a movie. All right, so we've got sound recording and image search, getting the AI treatment. What about for people who like to mess around with their photos?
Well, if you use the Samsung Gallery app, there's a lot to be excited about. The AI editing features in there have gotten really good. You can move and resize objects in a photo now. It's almost like using professional editing software. And one of the coolest things is you can straighten a photo without cropping out important parts of the picture. The AI basically fills in the missing pieces based on what's already there in the image.
Oh, yeah. I remember when straightening a photo meant losing half the image. AI has totally changed the game there. It's like having a photo editor right in your pocket, like you said.
Yeah.
But you know what really got me excited? The AI stuff that's still in development, like not released yet. These are the features that feel like truly futuristic. You ready to jump into those?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Let's talk about the future of AI on Samsung phones. So first up, there's this AI-powered call recording and transcription feature. That I think a lot of people are going to find super useful.
Wait, hold on. You're saying I can record a call A&D, get a transcript of it, like a written version of what was said?
That's exactly it, yep. So imagine you're on an important call. You need to capture all the details. This feature will record the audio, of course, but it also gives you a written transcript of the whole conversation. Think how useful that could be for taking notes, or for remembering information later, or even for accessibility purposes. It's like having a personal note taker on every call.
Wow, I can think of a few calls I've had recently where that would have been amazing. No more frantic scribbling or trying to remember everything. This is going to be a lifesaver for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else is on the horizon? What other futuristic AI stuff are they cooking up?
Well, get ready for this one. AI phone control. Samsung's working on combining Google's AI, Gemini, with their own Bixby assistant. to basically give you complete hands-free control of your phone.
Whoa, 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 hold on. You're talking about like full-on computer, do this, computer, do that, like we see in sci-fi movies. Because if so, sign me up.
That's the idea, yeah. Think about adjusting settings, launching apps, even getting step-by-step instructions, all with your voice. The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
That's insane. And it's not just about convenience, right? I mean, it also opens up a whole new level of accessibility for people who might have trouble using their phones in the traditional way.
Exactly, yeah. It makes technology more inclusive, which is a really important aspect of all this.
Okay, so you've already blown my mind twice. So I have to ask, is this rumor about answering calls with text messages for real?
You heard right. Samsung is actually developing that feature. So basically, you get an incoming call. The AI transcribes what the caller is saying in real time. You type your response as a text message, and then the AI speaks your message out loud to the caller.
Oh my God, that is wild. You could be in a meeting, at a concert, anywhere you need to be quiet, and you can still talk on the phone. That's unbelievable.
It's definitely a game changer. It's another example of how Samsung is really pushing the limits of what's possible with AI on our phones. But hold on, there's even more to come.
More? Seriously? You're killing me with the suspense here. What else have they got up their sleeve?
Oh yeah, before we get too ahead of ourselves, we should probably mention a few more features that are coming out soon. Remember how we were talking about how Samsung is putting AI in all their devices? Well, this next set of features is like taking that integration to a whole new level.
Okay, I'm all ears. App integration is definitely something I'm interested in. Anything that makes my phone easier to use and saves me time, I'm all for it.
Right, so let's start with two of the most popular apps out there, WhatsApp and Spotify. Samsung is working on integrating them with their AI assistant, so you'll be able to control them completely hands-free using just your voice.
So, like, I could be making dinner and say, hey, Bixby, send a WhatsApp message to friend's name saying, dinner's almost ready, come hungry.
Yeah.
All without having to stop what I'm doing and pick up my phone.
Exactly, yep. No more interrupting your flow. And what about Spotify? Imagine controlling your music while you're out for a run.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
You'll be able to start and stop the music, skip tracks, adjust the volume, even switch playlists, all with voice commands. It's all about making your phone like a seamless part of your life, no matter what you're doing.
I'm already a big fan of voice commands, but this takes it to a whole new level. It's like having a personal DJ and a messenger, all in one. What other integrations are they working on?
Okay, here's one that's going to be a lot of fun, an AI-powered GIF creation feature. Remember how much of a pain it used to be to make a GIF from a video? You had to find a separate app, go through a bunch of steps. It was a whole thing.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I love using GIFs, but making them always felt like too much work. I can't tell you how many times I've just given up and sent a boring old emoji instead.
Right. But with this new feature, you'll be able to make a GIF from any video you're watching right on your phone instantly with just a tap or a voice command.
Oh, wow. That is cool. Perfect for sharing quick reactions, funny moments, or even making your own memes. This is definitely one I'm going to use a lot. But, speaking of AI doing all this cool stuff, one thing that keeps coming up in these articles is on-device processing. And I'm not really sure I understand what that means or why it's such a big deal.
That's a great question. And it's actually really important for understanding Samsung's whole approach to AI. So on-device processing basically means that the AI calculations, the heavy lifting, is happening directly on your phone, not in the cloud, on some remote server. And this has some big implications for both speed and privacy.
Okay, so break that down for me. How does on-device processing make things faster?
Well, think about it like this. When your phone has to send data to a server in the cloud and then wait for a response, there's always going to be a little delay, even if it's just a fraction of a second, because the data has to travel back and forth, and that takes time. But with on-device processing, there's no waiting around. The AI is working right there on your phone, so everything happens almost instantly.
So things like recognizing images, responding to voice commands, all those AI-powered features are going to feel much faster and more responsive.
Exactly.
That makes sense. What about the privacy side of things? How does on-device processing help protect my data?
That's a really important point. When your data is processed on your device, it means it's not being sent to the cloud, where it could potentially be accessed by someone else or be vulnerable to security breaches.
So it's like keeping all the important stuff locked up safely on my phone where it belongs.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I definitely feel better knowing my data isn't just floating around out there somewhere.
And it seems like Samsung is really making an effort to prioritize this on-device processing. It's like they're responding to people's growing concerns about data privacy and giving users more control over their own information.
That's a smart move on their part, for sure. You know, looking at all these features, it's obvious that Samsung isn't just throwing AI into everything randomly. There's a clear strategy here. It's like they're really thinking about how to use AI to make our phones genuinely more useful and intuitive, not just more flashy.
I totally agree. There's a real focus on user experience and practicality. It's not just about showing off what AI can do. It's about solving real problems, making our lives easier.
And that's something I think people will really appreciate.
Mm.
It's exciting to see how AI is becoming such a big part of our lives. And Samsung is definitely one of the companies leading the way. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the bigger picture? Where do you see all of this going in the next few years? What's the future of AI on our phones?
Well, if the past few years are any indication, I think the future of AI on mobile devices is going to be pretty transformative. We can expect to see even more advanced features that anticipate our needs, personalize our experiences, and connect us to the world in ways we can't even imagine yet.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but do you have any specific predictions? What kind of mind-blowing AI features might we see in the near future?
Well, it's tough to say for sure. But one area I think we'll see a lot of progress in is contextual awareness. Imagine a phone that understands not just what you're doing at any given moment, but also like where you are, what your schedule looks like, even how you're feeling.
Whoa, okay. Now that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. A phone that can read my mind. That's kind of freaky, but also really cool.
Yeah. Maybe not mind reading exactly, but definitely understanding your context on a much deeper level. Like imagine your phone reminding you to pick up milk on your way home, because it knows you're low and that you're passing by the grocery store. Or it could automatically adjust your screen brightness and volume based on how bright or noisy it is around you.
That would be awesome. It's like having a personal assistant who not only knows your schedule, but can also like predict what you need based on where you are and what you're doing.
Exactly. And as AI gets better at understanding natural language, I think we can expect to see even more seamless and intuitive interactions with our phones. Like, imagine having a real conversation with your phone, asking it complex questions, getting personalized recommendations, even having it help you with creative stuff like writing or brainstorming.
Wow, that would totally change the way we think about our phones. They wouldn't just be devices anymore. They'd be like companions, almost like extensions of ourselves.
It really is mind-blowing to think about the possibilities, but, it's important to remember that technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
As we become more reliant on AI, we need to make sure it's being developed and used responsibly and ethically.
Couldn't agree more. We need to have honest conversations about the potential risks and benefits of AI and make sure that its development is guided by, human values.
It's a topic for a whole other deep dive for sure. But for now, I think we've covered a lot of ground. It's probably time to wrap things up.
Yeah, sounds good. We've explored Samsung's current AI features, talked about the exciting stuff that's coming soon, and even taken a glimpse into the future of AI on our phones.
It's been a fascinating journey. And honestly, I'm leaving this conversation feeling super excited about what the future holds for AI and how it's going to continue to shape our lives.
Me too. It's a really exciting time to be following this technology.
A huge thank you to you, our expert, for joining us on this deep dive. Your insights have been incredible.
My pleasure. Always happy to chat about AI.
And to all of you listening out there, thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery. We hope you learned something new and maybe even got inspired to think about the future of AI in your own lives. If you have any thoughts or questions about what we talked about, be sure to leave a comment on our website or share your thoughts on social media. We love hearing from you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep wondering.